It's a quiet, beautiful truth. Even the parts of you that feel hardened or untouched, sometimes someone taught you how to be that way. Maybe you were let down. Maybe your mother was just a little too overprotective. Either way, someone was there. And the first time I really noticed this, I was caught off guard. It was when I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and she told me, 1111 is my angel number. Make a wish every single time you see it. So now, twice a day, every single time the clock turns 1111, I make a wish. It was one conversation that she probably doesn't even remember. It was 15 seconds, and now it has become twice part of my day-to-day life. We like to think we choose what affects us, but often what really matters to us is what we didn't choose, what chose us. Here's what I want to ask you to do, not something big, but just start noticing. Start looking out for what sticks with you. Because whatever lingers in your head hours or even years later, it stayed for a reason. That is the stuff that matters to you. That is what your soul picked out. Over time, I've come to realize maybe that's not a burden. Maybe sometimes the habits you notice in other people remind you of people you haven't thought of in years. And maybe the reason you think of them is because something about them stayed. Imagine a customer and a jeweler looking at the same stone. The customer sees something shiny, and the jeweler just says, that is a fake diamond. Why? Because people only recognize what we know how to value. We only recognize what we know how to value. So no matter how much we try not to hold on to everyone and not remember anything, something, no matter how much you try to forget, stays. That is the jewelry you know how to appraise. That is what you have learned to value. So pay attention, not to just who makes you laugh or cry, but to what you get from them. The words, their habits, and their energy. Because that tells you something about yourself. That tells you who you are and who you're becoming. We are, all of us, built from the bits and pieces we've picked from people around us. Whether it's the fact that you put an alarm every single time you go to bed because you remember that one friend that was late for a meeting, or whether it's the fact that you laugh a certain way when you hear a joke because you love the way your friend used to laugh. We are all beautiful mosaics built from the people we met in our journeys. And if we're lucky, really lucky, we pass something good on to. So yes, help people, but not in the ways you can count or post about. Help them in the way that you listen, in what you give them to carry. Because they will carry you forward, and you will carry someone else too. And in the end, it's not who you tried to be, it's about who you loved enough to keep. Because you are what you love, and that is what lives on in others too. So now,